we knew that coming to Ohio State to open the season was going to be a challenge in a normal year. But we've had a situation where we've only practiced 7 or 8 times, and Ohio State has been here since August, and they have not had a shutdown of any sort. And they've been ready to play. And today was their first game, and it was kind of like the Lions were ready for some meat. And today, unfortunately, we were that meat. Blame me for this loss. When you're only able to practice 7 times, this doesn't give the kids a lot of confidence. Playing such a good team so early with so little practice, and that's on me. That's the game that we scheduled. We had 2 games that were canceled before this, and we didn't have any of our usual 2 scrimmages that we would have in early November and October. So we certainly looked like a team that had only practiced 7 times.
Dan, I'd be remiss to ask, when you mentioned 7 or 8 times, I know you can't disclose too much, but is that injury related? Is that shutdown related? What would you say that goes into that?
We have not had a positive COVID test, but there are quarantine rules within testing that you have to follow. And so I'm very proud that our kids have not had any issues with getting COVID. But there are quarantine rules that sometimes you have to follow, and that limited our practice ability. And that's about all I could say based on HIPAA.
Since we're sticking with the HIPAA topic, Libby was obviously not play today. I'm assuming that's injury related. Just how long? What led to that decision in terms of timetable, and how long has she been out so far?
We hope Libby will be back soon. We don't know the timetable.
How long time-wise has it been? Just a couple days thing, couple weeks thing in terms of length that she's been out so far? Can that be disclosed?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
3-point shooting wise, just was it a lack of just shot taking or clear shots, or what do you think led to the 1-22 today?
There was the yips of playing your first game. There was the yips of playing a top 20 team. There was just not making shots. Did we have great looks? No. Did we have good looks? Yes. And they did not fall for us tonight. We're a much better 3-point shooting team than what we showed, obviously. And we'll continue to shoot threes and be much better at it. But tonight, it just did not fall for us. We ran a lot of sets to get people open. And when those shots don't fall and you're not rebounding the ball offensively, you're basically, running a set for 20 seconds to get one shot. And, we needed to play a little bit more in transition and play with more freedom offensively. But right now we have people that have not played a lot, and they are looking for permission when they need to just go and play. And that'll change over time, and they'll grow, and they won't always be looking to the sideline, and they won't be worried about taking a bad shot. They'll be playing with a greater sense of freedom.
Conditioning wise, given the lack of practice, where do you feel your team is at from a conditioning standpoint?
We're nowhere near ready to play a top 20. No, let me rephrase that. We're not ready to beat a top 20 team. Tonight showed that we pretty much weren't ready to compete for 40 minutes with the top 20 team, especially in the fourth quarter. We got beat out on a lot of runouts. That's an ongoing thing where we'll continue to get in better and better shape. It's just a year that is just really challenging and difficult because of everything that's happened in terms of COVID. And now we have a game on Wednesday where hopefully we can take this sting and turn it into making us feel a little bit better. And then we're off for a while. And during that time off after St. Francis, we're going to have to work on our conditioning, and we're going to have to become much more competitive and physical in our practices. It's very evident that Ohio State uses male practice players on an everyday basis with how physical they were. And we don't have access to our male practice players now. And it would be good if we could get them back at some point during this season so we can compete against that type of physicality, which will make us a better team.
When you look at things from a conditioning standpoint, you can look at obviously tired legs, but can it also help you guys in terms of incorporating those young players and giving them confidence?
Well, I don't think that we're terribly out of shape. When you can't put the ball in the bucket, that's going to affect your psyche a little bit. We got beat out on runouts. We needed to work on that from a coaching standpoint. Me with getting a timeout earlier and identifying that. Today we got beat by a better basketball team, a much stronger team, a much more conditioned team, a team that has basically been together for 4 or 5 months and was ready to play. And we're not. We've been able to practice only seven or eight times in the last 2 weeks, and before then we had a large gap where we weren't able to practice, and that definitely showed tonight.
Positives, free throw line, you guys were good at the line. Nye and Meg had good first impressions. Laya with a double-double. Just how do you take those positives and maybe others that you see and take that into Wednesday?
Well, I think Meg McConnell was outstanding today with running the team, taking 2 charges, and just playing with such a great IQ and calmness. Laya had a double-double, but could have shot better from the field, was challenged on every shot. She gave everything she had against 2 good post players from Ohio State. One of them will be in the WNBA. So she was not playing against dead guys tonight. Laya, to have a double-double against that type of level of talent says a lot about her own ability. Nye is the type of kid that has even practiced less. I think Nye has only had 4 practices. But when the lights come on, Nye can deliver, and she did that somewhat tonight. And as she gets into better condition, we expect really a lot of positive things from her.
After Wednesday, are you in a state where you just want to get more practices in and refine this team, or would you consider trying to schedule an additional game in between?
We'd love to play a game. We'd love to play 2 games, but it's very difficult to find games, and we would prefer to not leave our campus if possible. It's just a very challenging year because of everything that's going on. I don't know if we'll be able to find a game, but we are actively seeking that literally on an everyday basis.
Awesome. Ryan, do you have anything else?
Dan, I'm probably mispronouncing your name, but Ohio State, is it Juhas, the forward?
Dorka Juhas.
Yeah, so
Dorka.
she's all Big Ten player. She struggled tonight offensively. Do you credit the defense for that, or is that more just her shaking off the rust? Do you think?
She's been here all summer. We know Dorka. Her mother and my wife played together, and she's a terrific basketball player. I do believe that it was some of us really doing a good job. It was Duquesne doing a pretty good job on her and allowing other people to hurt us, and those other people did. They list Dorka at 6'5". When you see her out there on the floor, she looks like she's 6'6", and she runs well. She's a WNBA player. She's very good.
Great. And then I guess harping on Zach's point with the free throws, was that something going into the offseason you wanted to focus on, or was it just the night tonight that it really worked well?
Well, one thing that happens with us is that when we're not shooting the ball well, we really emphasize trying to drive it really hard to the basket and get to the free throw line and try to get started at the free throw line by scoring points while the clock is stopped. And I was proud of us that we were able to get to the line 21 times, and we made 18 of them. And we just could not get unraveled from an offensive standpoint, shooting the ball from the perimeter. And you have to also credit Ohio State. They dared us to shoot the 3, and it didn't go in. And if we make a couple threes in the first half, maybe the game's a different situation. but we let it get away from us a little bit in the second half, and we lost to a better team tonight.
Great. That's all I have. Does anyone else have any more questions?
I'm going to ask an off the board one, Dan, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
I just wanted to ask, just given what happened yesterday with Sarah Fuller, if you had the opportunity to watch and just what that meant, just seeing someone break another so-called Power 5 barrier and just women continuing to progress in the world of sports and life.
I think what Sarah did was great to see. An opportunity like that, it's a nice thing to see, and it's empowering for women across the board. I hope that she continues to get the opportunity to kick for them, and she's a tremendous athlete. Take away the Division I men's football game that she played in. She's a heck of a goalie on a very good soccer team, and I'm all for the empowerment and the equality for women in sport, and we certainly need more of that.
Awesome. If that's it, thanks everyone for being here.
I appreciate you putting this together. I appreciate the questions tonight, guys. We'll get better, and I thank you for taking the time to be here.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks for supporting women's basketball. We'll see you all soon. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.